that she had options, because once bitten, twice shy. After her second, impeachment, or rather failed impeachment, in my view, she would have opted for two things. If dialogue failed with the members of County Assembly, I think she would have pulled a former governor Kivutha Kibwana move, written to the president and requested the dissolution of the Meru County and taken her chances with the constituents once again, so that, because at the end of the day, it is service to the people. But then, because of differences, especially political differences and governance issues in Meru County, constituents of Meru County are yet to receive the services of the governor's office, or rather the county government office, because any project that was mooted by the governor, now impeached, was thwarted by members of County Assembly. So the biggest losers in all this are Meru constituents. And I hope in the next 3 years and a half, now that you have the deputy governor coming in, that is, if the impeached governor does not go to court to stay her impeachment, I wonder what it will mean for us as Meru constituents. And it's a sad affair, so to speak. That is entirely my opinion, and those are options I would have looked at, but I believe there was better way to resolve the issues between the now impeached governor and her MCAs, Victor. Yeah. That's just my point of view.
I hear you. I hear you.
All right, and I'm sure you're going to be unpacking it further as we speak to your panel this morning. We have updates, including what is happening in matters health as far as Mpox is concerned, is that Africa in general, as a fact, requires at least 2 million vaccines if at all we are to arrest the issue of monkeypox. This is coming up in not too long, and Victor has already ushered us into the highlights, stories that are making headlines in the last 12 hours, and we start off at Kawira Mwangaza stands impeached as it is, as Senate upheld her impeachment motion on account of 3 issues, including misconduct and gross violation. So we will be keeping tabs on that, what options she has left, and what is going to be happening in Meru County now after that decision was made way in the night. So a majority of Kenyans woke up to that, and those who have been following it on KBC Channel 1, actually, you even witnessed the voting. Some were absent, some abstained from actually voting, but at the end of the day, the numbers edged out Kawira Mwangaza, the first female governor of Meru County. What is your take? Do you think it is politically instigated? Is it an issue about patriarchal societies against change when it comes to leadership where women are concerned? Because so much has been said. You can be part of this conversation, given that Victor is going to be looking at the political state of affairs in the country, and this is a subject that is going to be coming up. Our X handle is at KBC Channel 1. Now to other stories. We're looking at the fate of 13, can we call them jailbirds? 13 convicted felons actually ran, or rather escaped to freedom, and government and security apparatus already launched a manhunt to just capture those 13. Among them is a curious case of the Kware murderer. That is Jumaisi. He is at large. Any information that may lead to his arrest and the rest of the 12 is highly appreciated. You can get in touch with various security apparatus in the country. Here is a rundown.
Initial investigations revealed that between 3 and 4 a.m. Tuesday, Collins Jumaisi, the prime suspect in the murders of at least 42 women found in the Kware area of Embakasi, managed to escape from Nairobi's Gigiri police station. Jumaisi, accompanied by 12 Eritrean detainees who were being held for illegal immigration, cut through the wire mesh at the station's basking bay and scaled the perimeter wall, all while the CCTV surveillance cameras monitored the area. The breach in security was only discovered when officers arrived to serve morning tea to the detainees, only to find the cells empty and the escapees gone.
Our preliminary investigation indicated that the escape was aided by insiders, considering that officers were deployed accordingly to guard the station.
Following the escape, Gigiri Police Station has since been declared a crime scene, with full investigation now underway to determine how the suspects managed to orchestrate their escape.
I have interdicted 8 officers who were on duty last night, among them the Kikiri Sub-County Police Commander, OCS, Kikiri Police Station, Duty Officer, Duty NCO, Station Cards and Report Office personnel. The matter is currently under investigation by Internal Affairs Unit, and any person found culpable will face full force of law.
As the search operation intensifies, top police officials led by Acting Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli and the Director of Criminal Investigations Mohammed Amin said they will leave no stone unturned to rearrest the fugitives.
We further appeal to the members of public with any information that may lead to the rearrest of the suspect, especially the murder suspect, Collins Chumaisi Kalusha, to report to the nearest police station or through the police hotline numbers 999 or 112 or 911.
4 out of the 17 inmates who failed to escape are helping police officers with investigations. While authorities are now under intense pressure to track down the fugitives and restore the confidence in the police system, the incident raises significant concerns about the safety and management of the detainees at the station.
My colleague here, Mike Megwe, just inquires, have you ever dialed 911 and got the service, or 999 and got actually someone to respond? Food for thought. Any information is highly welcome. Now, it is a reprieve for Jimmy Wanjigi as the High Court issued conservatory orders barring the Director of Public Prosecution from preferring any charges or criminally prosecuting him in respect to any firearm or accessories registered or owned by him. The directions came immediately after Chief Magistrate Court had postponed his plea taking after being informed by Wanjigi's legal team that their client's rights and constitution had been violated. And as Ruth Wamboi reports, the businessman come politician and his personal assistant David Kibe have been freed, or rather were freed on a personal bond of 10 million shillings each.
After spending Monday night at Kamukunji Police Station, businessman come politician Jimmy Wanjigi and his personal assistant David Kibe appeared before Chief Magistrate Susan Shitobi on Tuesday with the ODPP fronting charges of illegal firearm possession.
To that extent, Your Honor, the charges before you are properly before you, before we get to their propriety, the substance of the charges.
However, through their legal team led by Senior Counsels Paul Mwite, Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, as well as lawyers Willie Zoteno, Wanjigi and Kibe applied to have their plea taking deferred, claiming there was a High Court order issued by Justice Bahati Mwamuye that has been disregarded by the DPP and the DCI.
There were orders issued by the High Court for the return of the guns confiscated from Jimmy Wanjigi.
It's not proper to take a plea of this matter. And then you go down in the history books of this country as a defender of human rights.
And once there are stop orders, you cannot arrest for purported lack of license when the withdrawal of the licenses is on hold.
A stay is provided for in the criminal process. It's something we are clothed with the requisite jurisdiction and power to grant when there are compelling reasons, like what you have today, Your Honor.
But in a rejoinder, the DPP, through prosecuting counsel Juma Owiti, objected to the deferment, saying the matter at the High Court is civil in nature, whereas the issue before the lower court is criminal in nature, therefore they can run concurrently.
But luckily, Your Honor, as Chief Justice Emeritus Willie Mutunga said, there is no violation of the Constitution that has no remedy. A remedy lies, and it does not mean that if this court, in exercise of jurisdiction, limits its entertaining of the issues.
Chief Magistrate Susan Shitubi ordered Wanjigi and Kibe to surrender their passports to the court awaiting the September ruling.
Bring the passports. Bring the passports.
The development came after Judge Bahati Mwamuye stopped Wanjigi's prosecution pending the hearing and determination of the application dated 19th August 2024 of contempt of court. The judge ordered the matter be mentioned on 19 September to confirm compliance and for issuance of further orders. After a 7-hour heated argument between the defense and the prosecution on whether to charge Wanjigi or not, the court has retired to write a ruling that will be delivered on September 12th. Ruth Wamboi reporting from Milimani Law Courts.
Now, in some sad news here, the death toll in the Tuesday early morning accident involving a PSV bus and a personal car at Miga Black Sport near Salga along the Nakuru-Eldoret Highway has risen to 14. This is after one more victim died Tuesday afternoon while receiving treatment at the Nakuru Provincial General Hospital. Rift Valley Regional Police Commander Jasper Ombati confirmed that the 2 occupants in the personal car and 11 passengers in the bus belonging to Coast Bus Company died on the spot. According to the survivors, the bus driver lost control of the vehicle due to brake failure and rammed into the private vehicle.
Gari ilinokia hapo Kericho, tukakaa mpaka kitu saa 8 hapo, saa 9 hivyo kama inatengenezwa. Ndio kutoka hapo hivyo kukuja break ikanokia hapa hivi.
So ndio kufika hapa hivi gari yetu kagonga hii gari ndogo ilikuwa hapa hivi ikatan. Then mimi nikajipata tu nimetani hivi alafu nikajipata nyuma ya gari hivyo. Kuna msina tumetoka naye Kisumu, yenda ameokotwa pale kama amekufa kabisa.
The small car was carrying 5 passengers, including the driver, and of the 5, 2 are the ones who succumbed. From the past, we had a total of 11 fatalities. This includes an infant also.
Oh my God. So when you look at the wreckage of that vehicle, you just imagine the people those God is good indeed for those who actually survived that grisly accident. Those who are recovering and receiving medical treatment, we wish you a quick recovery. And for those who are bereaved, may the souls of the departed rest in eternal peace. Now, the Migori County Government Health Department has stepped up its surveillance efforts following reports of a suspected monkeypox case in the region. The county has put more focus along the Kenya-Tanzania borders of Muhuru and Esebania, even as they await laboratory results for the suspected case. According to the World Health Organization, mpox cases in Africa are on the increase despite decreasing in other continents. Now, since January 2022 to June 2024, 99,176 cases as well as 208 deaths have been confirmed globally.
Counties bordering neighboring countries have heightened surveillance to ensure those gaining entry into Kenya are not infected with mpox. Migori County, which recently reported one suspected case, has so far screened 1,000 people, with 100 being from Muhuru and Isebania border points.
We've been told there is a suspect somewhere, a suspected case. We are yet to confirm. Our teams are on the ground so that we can see whether we are safe.
Residents are, however, calling for more civic education on preventive measures.
Hizi kazi tunazofanya lazima ushike msalimia hata kwenye mkono nini juu siwezi jua ugonjwa unaambukiza mtu kiaje. Unaona, sasa ningeomba tu serikali tusaidie ituoneshe njia ya kujikinga na ugonjwa.
Watu wanatoka sehemu mbalimbali, wanatoka Mombasa, wanatoka Nyeri, wanatoka Busia. Kwa hiyo hii ni boda kati ya boda ambazo zinapitisha watu wengi.
In Busia County, the Malaba border point is a beehive of activity with trucks ferrying various goods. The truck drivers raising concern about their health as they interact with many people in the line of work.
Tunatembea kwa rehema za Mwenyezi Mungu. Hakuna
hakuna chanjo, hakuna nini, vipo tu vitu.
Despite welcoming the idea of screening and vaccination against Mpox, they are now calling on the government to ensure the exercise is seamless and does not lead to inconvenience, as witnessed at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Walituchokola sana mapua bwana, walituchokola mapua. Mtu anachokola mpaka unasikia huko kwa nini, mwisho ya nilio unasikia kama kichwa inauma. Tena hao walikuwa wapimbi, lakini sisi ndio tulikuwa tunapima. Nasema dereva alifanya nini gani hiyo yenye alifanya, iko kuua mtu, lakini walitupima mbaya sana. Walikuwa wanatupima mbaya sana bwana, wacha niwaambie.
The World Health Organization and Africa Center for Disease Control are calling on affected countries to continue mobilizing resources required to contain the situation, amid concern that testing remains a significant issue in the region.
Would rather over-respond than under-respond. Would rather mobilize as much as we can and support these countries to contain the situation.
Globally, 99,176 cases and 208 deaths have been confirmed from January 2022 to June 2024. In Africa, 4,562 cases and 35 deaths have been confirmed since January 2022 through to 18th of August 2024. The Democratic Republic of Congo is the most affected, with 1,888 confirmed cases and 8 deaths in 2024. Burundi has 153 confirmed cases, Nigeria 37 cases, South Africa 24 cases and 3 deaths. Kenya has so far confirmed 1 case, and according to the Ministry of Health, the patient has recovered.
I'm sure when that truck driver gives his views, he speaks to a majority of those who went through the COVID-19 testing process. It was rigorous and quite invasive, and questions have been asked when they see that samples are being collected. How are these samples actually being collected from those who suspect that they have been exposed to monkeypox or Mpox, if you like? We'll be keeping tabs on that, and looking at the situation across the African continent is that data indicates that for Africa to sufficiently and adequately respond to this particular disease, we need at least 2 million vaccines. But then the status of the stockpiles, like worldwide, who holds how many and how fast can they be deployed, currently remains unclear. We'll be keeping tabs on that particular development. Now, President William Ruto says without peace, security and the rule of law, other rights in the Constitution, like the freedom of expression, will be undermined. In the meeting with regional, county and deputy county commissioners at the Kenya School of Government, Lower Kabete in Nairobi County, the president directed the national government administration officers in coordination with other security agencies to ensure the rule of law is adhered to so as to weed out terrorists and bandits who have led to loss of life and property. He is Abdi Aziz Hashim with a report.
It's the biggest team led by Dr. Abdi. Salute.
The head of state, his second in command and security chiefs met at the Kenya School of Government in Lower Kabete, Nairobi County.
And support all agencies on the ground to identify the people who are selling drugs to our young people, the people who are recruiting terrorists, the people who are recruiting bandits.
President William Ruto urging the national government administration officers to make it their business, aside from ascertaining security, to support and aid in the implementation of key government projects and programs currently underway.
Without causing friction with others, you should go out of your way to support government initiatives and programs and projects
to make sure that the projects the president has launched are going on. And if they don't, you have a duty to file a report to that effect on behalf of the president.
The regional, county and deputy county commissioners were urged to continue in ensuring the supply of subsidized fertilizers to the farmers continues and take action against those who attempt to halt the exercise.
That fertilizer supply across Kenya is available. You people must take time, make it your business to find out at the depot near you, what is the situation?
In preparation of the fertilizer subsidy program was done by these officers in 2 weeks at a cost of less than 300 million, and a consultant had quoted to the Ministry of Agriculture to do the similar exercise at 12 billion shillings for a period of 4 years.
The head of state further stated that the peace and stability assured by the security apparatus has allowed Kenyans the opportunity to express their views as envisaged in the constitution, thus the need to adhere to the rule of law.
And you find some of our national government administration officials, in a situation that you can clearly know that they have, unfortunately, they are victims of substance abuse.
Please, you know what you need to do. You don't drink within your duty station, because wananchi must never see you staggering, because the government cannot stagger.
Minus stability and peace, all other rights are undermined and they become inaccessible.
But as the representative of these officers, RC Abdi, has said, we still have a few policy and structural gaps that we need to fill.
Earlier, at a State House Nairobi, the head of state presided over the handover of the end-of-term reports by the constitutional commissions and independent offices. He noted the government will ensure transparent recruitment of commissioners for the positions that are due to become vacant in constitutional commissions. The tenure of chairpersons and commissioners of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, Commission for Administration of Justice, Gender and Equality Commission, and the Independent Police Oversight Authority has come to an end.
That effectively takes us to matters business, where the Commerce and Competition Commission has flagged restrictive policies that are meant to protect local agriculture players from imports as contributors to food scarcity and high prices. The Commission is also looking into the trade practices that could be disadvantaging farmers from earning maximum pay. Betty Kiptum with the details.
Agriculture is the mainstay of a majority of Africa's population. Despite this, the continent continues to suffer from food scarcity and skyrocketing prices. The Commerce and Competition Commission warns that restrictive policies, which are meant to protect local producers from imports, disadvantage countries when the local production does not meet demand. Commerce and Competition Commission says such policies need to be reviewed to open up markets.
East Africa this year has had very good rains, and it's expected that the produce will be good. But because of these policies, government policies of ensuring food security for their own people, sometimes they say, hey, wait a minute, don't export. But Kenya will not export today to Zambia, which is in a drought. Tomorrow it will be Zambia with rain, and Zambia will not export to Kenya. And what I'm saying are facts. 2 years ago there was a bumper harvest here because there were good rains, but we couldn't export. This country could not export easily without impediments due to certain policies to Kenya.
Additionally, the Commission is investigating the possibility of agriculture value chain traders engaging in practices that disadvantage both farmers and consumers.
They know the farmer does not have proper storage facilities, proper transport facilities, so immediately after the produce, they will know the farmer will not wait for another 3-4 months because his produce will go to waste. So they will go there, create a desperate situation, the farmer sells at a small price, a low price. Then wait for the crop to get out of season. They have stored it properly, and then they'll take advantage of the out of produce period and skyrocket their prices. So they are doing 2 things: frustrating the price, which perpetuates poverty for the farmer, but also price gouging, which affects the welfare of the consumer.
Dr. Mwemba is positive that through collaboration, the agriculture sector will open up and farmers will access the massive market in Africa. Africa has the most arable land compared to other continents in the world. Despite this, food scarcity remains a major challenge. At times, there are countries that are facing drought, others have bumper harvest, but restrictive policies prevent produce from getting to these other countries. Competition authorities such as the CCC are encouraging governments to relook their policies to open up markets. Reporting from Livingstone in Zambia, I'm Betty Kiptum.
Now, the Ministry of Tourism is working closely with influencers with international clout to enhance the visibility of Kenya's diverse tourism portfolio. Tourism and Wildlife Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano says leveraging on the influencers' reach and appeal to showcase Kenya's diverse attractions and attract visitors is a strategic move to boost tourism numbers. Hollywood actress Nicole Murphy is in the country and will be sharing her experience on her